All right. So one of the key topics that I want to talk about in this session is, particularly in TCOA, you notice here in the curriculum we have interconnectedness and substitutability. Those are two critical aspects to telecommunications law, and there are going to be some test questions on this. So I wanted to go over a little bit in detail as to what it means. Interconnectedness and substitutability. This is a critical concept. So let's talk a little about the two different terms. Interconnectedness. Everything is connected to everything. And that's a critical concept. If I start off a phone call in wireless, you may pick it up on Skype, which is over the internet, or you may pick it up on a wireline phone, or you may get your telephone over cable. The point being is that just because you have one piece of it is over a particular media doesn't mean that all of it's going to be over that particular media. A particular telecommunication event can use multiple carriers and multiple technologies. And that's critical, because if you start regulating a phone call, well, a phone call isn't necessarily a technology. And that's critical because in the old days, a phone call was a phone call. When you made a phone call, it went over AT&T. It started on AT&T, it ended at AT&T, and there was nobody else other than AT&T. I mean, they're independent phone companies, but essentially it was a wireline company. But nowadays, because of everything so interconnected, it's hard to think about a law or regulation to fit a technology, because everything uses multiple technologies. So that's one of the key pieces of interconnectedness. The other key piece is substitutability. Substitutability says that everything can be used for everything. So the idea being is that you're watching this on either cable, you could be watching this on Twisted Pair, you could be watching this on wireless, you can be watching this on satellite, watching it on fiber. That the reality is that the particular method of which a thing goes can go over different methods. You can watch TV that's traditionally broadcast radio frequencies over the internet. And somebody was talking about that in the threads. So recognize that interconnectedness and substitutability are two critical concepts that make it very difficult to regulate telecommunications. And so here's a graphical picture of what I'm talking about in terms of interconnectedness. Everything is connected to everything. And notice here I talk about the cloud. I'm going to spend a lot of time about the cloud, hopefully, in this class, because I'm big into the cloud in terms of what its impact is and what it can do. But notice here that different services, I've got television, can go over fiber, can go over wireless, you can get a phone over coax, so that the idea is that everything is connected to everything else, and substitutability means that you can do all these things at one time over different media. So here we have substitutability. Everything can replace everything. So let me go back here. Interconnectedness is that you can start out a call from your wireless phone. Notice there I've got my wireless phone in the top right. It goes to wireless, goes to the cloud, comes back over Twisted Pair, goes back over fiber, goes back over copper. So everything is connected to everything. And then substitutability, everything can replace everything. A mobile device can be used to get TV. A TV can be used to do computer stuff. Wired phones can now be mobile. So this is an important concept that I make sure you understand, because there will be some test questions. Thank you.